in my last debate, there have been reports, and there is also the latest SEBI report out, all of which indicates that after some initial investigations, there is proof that there are beneficiaries of the Hindenburg report who are short sellers, almost all of whom are abroad. I believe these short sellers should be named, because I had said at that point of time that somebody is making money out of all this. Nothing's proven. Some people made money. Was the country taken for a ride? Let's debate.
The report published by American short seller Hindenburg on Adani Group had a debilitating effect on the company's shares.
This report was a deliberate and a malicious attempt aimed at damaging our reputations and generating profits through a short-term drive down our stock prices.
7 months later, as SEBI is closing in on the Supreme Court monitored investigation, the probe by the market regulator along with agencies has given a fresh twist.
As per reports, ED has shared its findings with SEBI and stated that some short sellers benefited from the Hindenburg research report as they took short positions just 2 to 3 days before the report was published. 3 out of the 12 entities that benefited are based in India, while the rest are based in tax havens.
For days following the Hindenburg report, there was a political storm on Adani. The parliament was not allowed to function.
केरल में, तमिलनाडु में, महाराष्ट्र, कर्नाटका, हिमाचल, कश्मीर, सब जगह अदानी, 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 अदानी। और इस नाम के बारे में जब लोग बोलते थे मुझसे, तो 2-3 सवाल पूछते थे। ये पूछते थे कि ये जो अदानी जी हैं, ये किसी भी बिजनेस में घुस जाता है, ये सफलता प्राप्त कर जाता है, ये कभी फेल नहीं होता।
And now the Adani case is in its last leg in Supreme Court.
SEBI has submitted its report in Supreme Court and said that out of 24 investigations, 22 are final while 2 are interim in nature. There's an involvement of 13 FPIs and a long-winded channel of money trail. Was there a hand of interested manipulators in Adani case?
Did the Hindenburg report help foreign players make windfall gains? Let's debate.
Kishore Subramaniam, Sushil Kedia and Sandeep Ghosh. Kishore, if it all comes down to short sellers, what should we conclude? If entirely the way the story has turned, and the entire focus is now on short sellers, allegedly 12 companies including foreign portfolio investors and FIIs based in tax havens, it all comes down to a few people who made a lot of money, right? So where's this whistleblower thing gone right now? It all seems about planting a story and making money.
I completely agree with you, Arnab. Today, after this report of SEBI, it is very clear that 12 institutes companies have made. And let's be very clear, after the stricter rules on FPIs, the foreign portfolio investors, SEBI has clearly told that the disclosure has to be at a granular level now. And all these companies, Arnab, you need to understand, are operating from Cayman Islands, British Virgin Islands, Mauritius, all sort of tax havens making money. So I am clear about the fact that this is a concerted effort to destabilize the Indian market. Now, the fact of the matter that SEBI is probing into the angle of Adani is a completely different story in terms of the related party transactions, in terms of the proportion of foreign fund holding and whether there is routing of money. That's a completely different story. But as far as the short selling is concerned, it's a concerted effort, a hit on the Indian democracy. And if you note very well, 5 days ago, our great friend George Soros has also told that he is going to come up with some damning report again. I generally believe this is against the country and specifically against the ruling party to pull it down, and this is manipulation to make money at the cost of a nation and government.
That's what And I wish to add here, for those who don't know, that that's what Soros does. I mean, the first time Soros made a truckload of money was, I think, when he bet against the Bank of England. And he made a truckload of money. So he bets on others' misfortune. That's his strategy. But Sandeep, now we had the Supreme Court Committee report, May 2023, now SEBI report, the ED report, and it all talks about people who took very short positions just before the report came out. So who knew about the report in advance? And did some politicians in India work with them? Which means the foreign hand is not a myth, it's very much a reality.
So there are two parts to it, Arnab. First, when you're saying, people made money out of it, I think they are collateral beneficiaries. They were hand in glove with the larger scheme of things, and they've tried to, encash upon that. But there is no denying, as Kishore said, that there is a larger international conspiracy to destabilize the Modi government. And Mr. Modi is getting identified with Adani. And that's why you're finding this very, very, a singular chorus which is happening. Everybody is now pointing Adani and Modi, including Mr. Modi's. I was seeing that recent visit to Greece, where he was accorded the highest national, honor. They're linking it to Adani got the port rights in Greece, and they're saying, somebody has even remarked that Mr. Modi delayed his visit to Bangalore because he had to first ensure Adani's interest in Greece. That's the extreme. And, as we know, ordinary political observers know, earlier they were naming 2 or 3 industrial houses, linking them to Modi. Now it's all come down to only one industrial house. They're talking of Adani, and this is therefore purely politically motivated. And it's all very, Mr. Soros doesn't make a secret of it. Others don't make a secret of it. It's all intended for a regime change in India.
What should we look out for? Because we have the G20 coming up in the second week. A lot of focus is going to be there. And interesting, Sushil, we saw a report put out by the agencies that Soros, don't worry, Soros uncle is going to strike again in 4 or 5 days. But after his credibility has been torn apart and the Hindenburg report is tattered with the news about the short sellers, will anybody take Soros attack part 2 seriously, Sushil, especially in the economic world?
See, whether Soros or any other seasoned player of the markets who does short selling, my biggest contention is, if insider trading has happened, if this entire game was structured for varieties of profits, the entire skulk of all the jackals, those who have been playing negative on India, whether from the political side, from the journalistic fraternity, from the business community, and from stock players globally, the combined effort of all the skulk of jackals to take on a roaring lion, there are vested interests of varieties. So the chorus that came into play suddenly just around the Hindenburg report and the extreme politicization. So all of them are discredited, no doubt. At the same hand, Arnab, people are in general innocent. And when such concerted attacks may be made again, there are bound to be reactions, though they may not be as steep as what was last time. So any such effort to be done again, we have to lock the horns and take the bear by its ears.
But I have to conclude quickly on this, but we have a longer debate on this one day. But I just want to say this, viewers, that you better watch out. Yes, Sandeep wanted to add something there. Yes, Sandeep?
I just wanted to add that what Sushil is saying, that there is, the innocent people would be confused, and the government needs to, counter this head on, not leaving it, for people's interpretations, because this is really, really going far, too
exactly.
far.
I think so. You see, I think the Adani group is also being a little careful. It wants all the reports to come out, so it's not going out all guns blazing. But I think there needs to be a bigger public conversation, because there's a pro-Hindenburg lobby here, Kishore, which has been cheering it on and using the short sellers suspiciously timed report as the gospel truth, making money, causing windfall losses. I'm not saying it's not about windfall losses to a company. It's about trying to target India. So I think we've got to be really careful before G20. I think Uncle Soros is not feeling good right now, and he has enough people he's bankrolled in the Indian media.
Yeah, so the most important part is that you need to understand these are politically motivated at destabilizing the country at the root of it. And people internally who are joining these groups, whether it is I.N.D.I.A or anybody for that matter, needs to remember that these are foreign elements who are hand in glove with people who want to destabilize. And what is happening is, at the cost of hating Sri Narendra Modi, anybody is willing to do anything, even at the cost of the retail investor who has put his hard-earned money in the stock market, and he's losing his last buck because somebody wants to have a political gain and occupy the chair for their personal and selfish interest. And that's what I call as an anti-national activity, hand in glove with organizations which have absolutely bad pedigree and a history of making money through others' problems.
And remember, viewers, here's my line on Republic. There are people who want to create an air of instability about the India story, and as nationalists, we must be extremely careful about them. All the reports will be on the Republic World website, and I shall see you tomorrow at 9, ladies and gentlemen. Only for tonight. Good night. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.